Good afternoon, party people. I'm back. Now I've broken up the umpteenth fight for today. 3 children in this house, single parent, lockdown. Anyway, where was I? Ancestors. You're on my art table, so sorry about that if it hurt your head. Anyway, we've got a lot to thank our ancestors for. You hear this saying, respect your elders, okay? When they talk about elders, they don't just talk about your mum, your dad, the old lady that lives down the road, your nan, your granddad, your uncles, your aunties. It goes way back. It goes way back to the beginning of time. Every little action has ensured your presence here today. And for that, we need to be really, really thankful, okay? We owe Granny and all the grannies before her big time, okay? Granddad too, all right? Let's not differentiate. A lot of people blame stuff on their ancestors because some of them are not here to speak up and defend themselves. One of the most common things is, yeah, we're all big in our family. Yeah, my mum was big, my nan was big. No. Don't start blaming things on hereditary, okay? In that term and sense, the habits are inherited, okay? You make your own choices. If our ancestors had joined the blame culture, which seems to be so popular today, then perhaps we might never be here at all. You need to think for yourself because your actions have consequences and they have far more reaching consequences than you could ever imagine at the time those actions are performed. I'm going to tell you a little story about my nan, okay? She's not here anymore, but I'm very, very connected to my nan, probably more so than any other relative that came before me, but enough about that later. She was born in 1923 and she was a teenager in the Second World War and she was having a bit of a romance with my granddad. And one night she was due to meet him in the Oval in London and because that's, you probably haven't gathered by now, that's where we're from, or certainly where I grew up. And she was supposed to meet him by some traffic lights. She went to the traffic lights and she was waiting for him and they'd arranged a time and a place to meet. This was obviously 1940 something, back in the days where mobile phones weren't even a thought, okay, or any of this. So it was basically a word, a bond and a promise. She got there and as she's waiting, the lights turn red. And as the lights turn red, and she told me this story a few times, she said she had the weirdest feeling in the pit of her belly. And it was the colour of the lights that said to her, no, go. So she did. She walked away. And minutes later, a Jerry dropped a big almighty bomb on that exact spot. That little voice inside her saved my life, dude. And it saved the lives of my children and all those that will come after me. Okay, for that. Because my gran listened to her intuition and the little voice inside her that said no. It was a yes for us. For that, I'm forever grateful. And if you go way back, you can go back to ancient Egypt, you can go back to Stone Age, Bronze Age, Iron Age, whichever age you want to go back to, Victorian, Georgian, they're all quite wonderful in their own way, aren't they? Little things that our ancestors did determined our existence here today. So instead of blaming them for things that you're not fixing, thank them for the choices that they made, which ensures your presence here today. There are generational chains, patterns of behaviour, karmic debts that we are seeking, okay, to right, to heal and to fix. And again, you have to thank your ancestors for that because you're here today to heal that for them. They did one thing for you to ensure your existence. You can give back by healing karmic debts, healing negative patterns, healing anything that hasn't served our highest and greatest good for the best. And so we must celebrate and thank our ancestors and connect to them in spirit and know that they walk beside us and that they love us, each and every one of us. And think about the sacrifices that they made. And think about the hard work and the trials and the tribulations and the troubles and the heartbreaks and the celebrations and the triumphs and the successes that they all experienced. And each and every one of these actions sparked off a future chain of events. Thought is powerful. Mind is powerful. Speech is powerful. Actions are very powerful. And every action has a consequence. Whether you know it or not, it does. Do everything with a pure heart and the best of intentions. And do everything for your highest good, for you, remembering kindness at all times. But do remember to thank Granny, because without Granny and Grandad and those before them, we wouldn't be able to be here to enjoy this and to give thanks. And one day maybe our future generations will do the same. Maybe. Much love. Peace out.